Welcome back to Superbly Said, Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
We're jumping straight into 8 phrases today, all pulled from a recent SpeakDuo lesson.
Yeah, they're designed to help advanced learners sound a bit more sophisticated, more natural.
And if you want to practice, you can go to SpeakDuo.com to meet people from all over the world practicing English on video calls. It's a great way to build confidence.
All right, let's get into it.
So I think what's interesting about this list is that these are all phrases about intensity.
Intensity.
Or intent. They help you get away from sounding so neutral all the time.
Okay, so let's start with one about scale. The phrase is a slew of.
Right, a slew of.
Which, on the surface just means a large number of something. But why use this instead of just saying many?
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? Many is totally neutral. If I say I had many things to do, it's just a fact.
Okay.
But if I say I had a slew of things to do, you can suddenly feel the weight of it. It sounds overwhelming, maybe a little chaotic.
Ah, so it's adding that emotional context. You're not just describing the number, you're describing the impact of the number.
Exactly. Look at the example they use. The company faced a slew of complaints after changing their return policy.
Right. That's not just many complaints. You can almost picture them flooding in, this tidal wave of feedback.
You can, but it doesn't always have to be negative. It can also be about a positive, but still overwhelming amount of something.
Like, say, in an IELTS answer or something. Instead of, I won a lot of money, you could say,
I would buy a house for my parents if I won a slew of money.
Yeah, that sounds so much better. It implies a huge, life-changing amount. It's got more punch.
It really does. It shows you understand the nuance.
Okay, speaking of things that are a bit overwhelming, let's move to our next word, outlandish.
Ah, a great adjective. So the definition is something like bizarre, unfamiliar, or incredibly strange.
So how is this different from, say, weird or unusual? I feel like learners might get stuck there.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think unusual just means it's not common. But outlandish crosses a line. It's not just strange. It's like ridiculously strange. Maybe even socially unacceptable.
It has an element of shock to it.
It does, and the example from the material is perfect for showing this. The billionaire made an outlandish request to have his car plated in gold.
See, that's more than just extravagant, isn't it?
It is. A luxury car is extravagant. Plating it in gold it's just bizarre. It defies the whole point of a car and turns it into this ridiculously striking object.
That makes sense. It's about being socially striking. I could see using this to talk about fashion trends.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think wearing shoes that look like animal feet is the most outlandish trend.
Definitely outlandish, not just unusual.
Okay, let's move to a verb phrase now. To bounce back and forth.
This means moving repeatedly between two places or ideas.
Right, but the key word there is repeatedly. If you just say you moved between two things, that could mean you did it once.
But bounce back and forth implies this constant oscillation. There's a sort of frantic energy to it.
Yes, exactly. That continuous energy is what's lost if you just say you're switching. The example was about lifestyle. She likes to bounce back and forth between living in the city and the countryside.
So she's not just moving, she's in a constant state of commuting between these two lives.
Precisely. And it's incredibly useful at work, especially when you're talking about being stuck on a problem.
Oh yeah, you could say to your boss, we spent the whole meeting bouncing back and forth between proposal A and proposal B.
And they immediately understand the situation. Not just that you discussed two options, but that you were locked in this state of indecision, going nowhere.
It communicates the tension perfectly.
Speaking of things coming from unexpected directions, let's do the idiom out of left field.
Which means something is unexpected, strange, or surprising. It comes from baseball, right?
Yeah, left field is way out there, so a ball coming from that direction during the main action would be very unusual.
So it's more than just suddenly. If something happens suddenly, it's just fast.
Exactly. If something comes out of left field, it implies it has no connection to what was just happening. It's irrelevant, almost.
So the surprise comes from the lack of context?
That's it. The example sentence nails it. His question came completely out of left field and confused everyone.
Because it wasn't just a sudden question, it was completely unrelated to the conversation.
Right. That's what caused the confusion. Like if we were talking about this and you suddenly asked me about tax policy.
That would definitely be out of left field, yeah.
Or for a gift, like in the other example. Someone gave me a cactus for my birthday, which was totally out of left field. It just doesn't fit. Okay, let's switch gears to something more motivational. The phrase, to leap at the chance.
Meaning to accept an opportunity quickly and with a lot of enthusiasm.
And the key here is that enthusiasm. If you just say, I accept it quickly, that's very efficient. It's transactional.
Right. It doesn't tell me anything about how you felt about it. But leap, you can almost see the action, the energy.
Yes, it communicates genuine, motivated eagerness. The source material had a great professional example. She leaped at the chance to travel to Paris for her job.
That tells you she was thrilled. Not just that she said yes. This would be great for a job interview.
Totally. When the opportunity arose to lead the project, I leaped at the chance. It shows drive, confidence.
And for personal goals too, like I would leap at the chance to go on a safari in Africa. The phrase itself is just so much more dynamic.
Okay, next up is a phrase about clarity. To cut straight through something.
This means to bypass all the complications and details and get right to the core of the matter, the truth.
And if you compare that to summarize or get to the point, those phrases don't really acknowledge that there's an obstacle to overcome.
That's a good point. Cutting straight through implies you're dealing with confusion or noise or maybe dense information. You're slicing through it.
Yes, the phrase makes the action sound powerful, decisive. The example was, his honest speech cut straight through the confusion and calmed the crowd.
So the confusion was a real barrier, and the speech defeated it?
Exactly. And that's so valuable in a business setting. I love the other sample answer. I prefer people who cut straight through to the point because it saves time.
It shows you value directness and efficiency, especially when things are complicated.
All right, let's look at a more formal verb. To underscore.
To emphasize or show the importance of something. So why not just say emphasize?
Well, you can, but underscore carries a bit more weight. It's more formal, and it's often used when some kind of event or evidence proves the importance of something.
So it's not just an opinion, it's backed by proof.
Often, yes, especially in serious contexts, like policy or safety. Take the source example. The accident underscored the need for better safety regulations.
I see. The accident itself is the serious, compelling evidence. It's not just someone saying safety is important. The event proves it.
Exactly. It connects the proof to the point. It gives it gravity.
Even in a personal context, it sounds more serious. Like, my parents always underscored the importance of honesty. It feels more foundational than just saying they mentioned it.
Right. They didn't just say it. They really drove it home as a core principle.
Okay, our last phrase before we get to the quiz is to fall into something.
And this is about starting to do something by chance, with no prior intention.
This is so different from saying, I tried teaching or I decided to become a photographer. Those imply a conscious choice.
They do. To fall into something specifically highlights the lack of planning. It was fate or an accident or just happenstance.
It makes for a much better story, doesn't it? The example is so relatable. I fell into teaching completely by accident, but I ended up loving it.
It really is. It creates this narrative of an unexpected life turn. It's compelling.
Right. And the same for a hobby. I fell into photography because my friend gave me an old camera. The start wasn't the passion. It was the accidental gift.
It captures that sense of serendipity perfectly.
All right. It is time to test how well you've been listening. We're going to run through a quick quiz on these 8 phrases.
Listen to the sentence and choose the best definition. Ready?
Question 1. The company faced a slew of complaints after the policy change. What does a slew of imply in this context?
Is it? Option A, a small exclusive group of highly priority items. Option B, a large and often overwhelming number of things. Or, option C, a carefully organized sequence of specific events.
Feel free to pause here if you need a moment to think.
And the answer is option B.
Right. A slew of means a large and often overwhelming number of things, just like that messy pile of complaints the company received.
Okay, question 2. The billionaire made an outlandish request. If a request is outlandish, it is.
Option A.
extravagantly expensive and luxurious in nature. Option B, somewhat unusual but socially acceptable to do. Option C, strikingly bizarre, unfamiliar, or unreasonable.
Pause now if you want to think about what makes something truly outlandish.
The correct answer is option C.
Yes, an outlandish request is strikingly bizarre or unreasonable, like plating a car in gold. It goes way beyond just being expensive.
Question 3. She likes to bounce back and forth between the city and the countryside. This means she...
Option A, moves repeatedly between two different situations. Option B, recovers very quickly from a difficult failure. Or option C, hesitates and avoids making a final decision.
Take a second to think about that feeling of constant movement in bounce back and forth.
The answer is option A. The bounce back and forth means moving repeatedly between two different places or situations.
All right. Question 4. The question came out of left field. This suggests the question was...
Option A, occurring in a totally unexpected or strange way. Option B, arriving from a highly reliable, trusted source. Or option C, resulting from careful and logical planning.
Feel free to pause and remember that key element of irrelevance for out of left field.
And the answer is option A. Coming out of left field means it was totally unexpected and strange, likely because it was unrelated to the topic.
Question 5. He would leap at the chance to go on a safari. This phrase indicates he would...
Option A, take a dangerous risk without any preparation. Option B, consider the offer carefully before accepting. Option C, accept the opportunity with great enthusiasm.
Go ahead and pause, thinking about the powerful emotion behind leap at the chance.
The answer is option C. To leap at the chance is to accept an opportunity with great energetic enthusiasm.
Number 6. His speech cut straight through the confusion. To cut straight through something is to...
Option A, bypass details to reach the core truth quickly. Option B, interrupt a conversation rudely and abruptly. Option C, divide a complex problem into smaller parts.
Pause if you need to, and think about overcoming an obstacle to get to the point.
The correct answer is option A. To cut straight through confusion is to bypass all the noise and get to the solution.
Okay, question 7. The accident underscored the need for safety. When an event underscores something, it...
Option A weakens the validity of a specific argument. Option B emphasizes the importance of a specific point. Or option C examines the hidden background of an issue.
Pause here, recalling the formal evidentiary nature of the verb underscore.
The answer is option B. The accident underscored the need for safety because it provided serious evidence that emphasized its importance.
And our final question, number 8. I fell into teaching completely by accident. To fall into a career means to...
Option A, fail at a task due to a lack of planning. Option B, start doing something purely by chance. Or option C, become deeply involved in a complex mess.
Last chance to pause, considering the role of chance when you fall into something.
And the answer is option B. To fall into a career means you started it purely by chance, without any planning.
And that's our quiz. We've gone through 8 really useful advanced phrases today.
Yeah, from the overwhelming quantity of a slew of, all the way to the unplanned discovery of to fall into something.
And the main takeaway is to think about the nuance. These phrases add so much more color and intent than simpler, more neutral words.
They really do. Using them will make your English sound much more sophisticated and, honestly, more natural.
To practice using them in actual conversations, remember you can always find speaking partners over at SpeakDuo.com.
Thanks for joining us for this discussion, and we'll see you next time.